And I cut her head off, but close her eyes first, because you're not going to take a sword to your own daughter when she's sat there looking at you, are you?
Acting as your appropriate adult?
Janet Leach. Janet Leach is a very modern woman. She's a mother struggling to work and keep her family together, but gets thrown into an extreme situation.
You're not here just to observe the interview was conducted fairly, but also to advise Mr. West?
She's just a very, very ordinary woman, struggling to hold her family together. She's training to be a social worker, and she has volunteered to be an appropriate adult, which is a position of somebody who sits in on police interviews when the accused is deemed to have learning difficulties, usually minors with learning difficulties. She's at home scrubbing potatoes, the phone rings, and that's the police. They say, will you come in and be an appropriate adult? And she goes in, she sits down, and she finds herself sitting next to the most notorious serial killer in British history. I mean, the most horrific crimes, brutal, sexually torturous murders.
Something I want to tell you. It's about Rose.
And she soon becomes very close with him in a really strange way, and she becomes the person to whom he will confess. And he will only speak to the police if she is in the room, and he will only confess things if she is there. They become incredibly close, and it's a sort of story of the interviews and her relationship with him and as it develops.
Please, Janet, please stay. You're the only one I can trust.
She's very complex. She's not a morally straightforward person. She does something really, really good, which is to take on the role of appropriate adult in one of the most notorious criminal cases in British history. And she pursues it, and she sticks doggedly to it, but she's also she oversteps boundaries left, right and centre, and she becomes much too close to this criminal, and she takes money from the press to tell her story, and she becomes enmeshed in it in a way that has left her as a person extremely damaged.
You tell the police who else you've killed.
All right.
In writing, so you can't backtrack.